Om Namo Narayani. Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of Sri Lalita Sahasranamam. I'm always delighted to introduce Dr. Lakshmi with her wisdom, which she's sharing with us over the 1,000 days of this very, very blessed experience of the 1,000 names of the goddess Lalita. So, Dr. Lakshmi, on to you.
Om Namo Narayani, everyone. Welcome, and let's continue this journey of soaking in Sri Lalita's names and her splendor and grandeur. We'll start with the mantras first before the names. Jnana-rupāya vidmahi Shaktiham saya dhimahi Tanno Shakti Amma Prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rupāya vidmahi Shaktiham saya dhimahi Tanno Shakti Amma Prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rupāya vidmahi Shaktiham saya dhimahi Tanno Shakti Amma Prachodayāt. Om Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Gam Ganapatye Namaha. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya-maulispuratkaranayakashekaram Smita-mukhim apina-vakshuruham Karnibhyam-alikurna-ratna-chashakam Raktotpalam-bibhratim Saunyam Ratnaghatastha-Raktacharanam Nyayit Paramambikam Nyayit Padmasanastam Vikasitavadanam Padmapatra Yadakshim Hemabham Pitavastram Karakalitalasatt Hemapadmam Varangim Sarvalankarayuktam Satatatam Abhayatam Bhaktanam Ram Bhavanim Shri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarvasampat Pradatrim Sakunkuma Vilepanam Alika Chumbikasturikam Samanda Hastekshanam Sachara Papa Pasankusam Asesha Janamohini Arunamalyam Bhushojvalam Japa Kusuma Bhasuram Japa Vidau Smaredam Vikam Arunam Karunakarankitakshim Rutapasam Kusapushtabhana Chapam Animadhibhiravrittam Mayukai Rahavitriva Vibhavaye Mahishim Om Namo Narayani. In the last class, we finished with the 11th name, Om Sreem Pancha-tanmatra-sayakāyai Namaha. The Pancha-tanmatra, the subtle elements of the senses, and they have other explanations. Flowers, certain tendencies, mind behaviors can also be considered as the 5 tanmatras. And these are the arrows. So the sugarcane is her bow, the mind. And with these arrows, these are her weapons. So she has the ankusham for controlling the mind. She has the noose for the goad, the desire, the bow, and the arrows. So her 4 arms with these weapons. And these weapons are for, if you look at it externally, it is for the worldly things, to bring it into order, balance, to she emanates all that. But they are also, you can consider it as allegorically, these are for internal, for bringing ourselves into harmony and balance, our minds, our senses, our thoughts to align with her, the totality. She pervades everything. She is in us too. And as we go through this journey, as she manifests, we are receiving that full splendor through her grace for each of us as well. Om Namo Narayani. What a blessing for the world. We will start with the 12th name. Om Sreem nijāruna-prabhāpūra-majjad brahmāndamandalāyai namaha. It's a long one. It's okay. We'll break it up so we become familiar. You can just, I'll repeat it twice, the breaks. The second round, you can come over your hesitation, just try it out, whether it comes right or not, it's all right. Om Sreem nijāruna-prabhāpūra-majjad brahmāndamandalāyai namaha. Mandalayai namaha. Om Sreem nijāruna-prabhāpūra-majjad brahmāndamandalāyai namaha. Aruna is another name for the rays of the sun. Nija-aruna-prabhāpūra. Prabha is the radiance, the effulgence. Majjad brahmāndamandalāyai. She just Her waves, she emanates a rosy effulgence, grace from her that bathes, fills the whole universe. In the literal sense, and they can have many levels to it, but we will keep it simple just to get that understanding of she is radiant in her rosy hue that just bathes and fills the whole universe. Om Sreem nijāruna-prabhāpūra-majjad brahmāndamandalāyai namaha. We'll go to the 13th name. Om Sreem Champaka Ashoka Punnaaga Saugandhika Kachayai namaha. Again a long one, we'll break it up. Om Sreem Champaka Ashoka Punnaaga Saugandhika. These are all names of flowers. Champaka flowers, you would have seen the yellow one with the little petals. They are so fragrant. You can pluck it. Champaka is so fragrant. Ashoka is so special. Punnaaga is another beautiful flower. Saugandhika. The gandha itself is fragrant, smell. And Sau is good, Saugandhika. So the name of the flower itself says what a beautiful fragrance it has. So these are extremely fragrant flowers. Kachayai namaha. She has these flowers adorning her hair, the curls of her hair. And it says, these fragrances from the flowers, they derive their fragrance from the fragrance of her hair. So everything that's created in the universe derives its speciality from her. Om Champaka Shok Om Sreem Om Sreem Champaka Shoka Champaka Shoka Punnaaga Punnaaga Saugandhika Saugandhika Kachayai namaha Kachayai namaha. Om Sreem Champaka Shoka Punnaaga Saugandhika Kachayai namaha. We will move on to the next name for Sri Lalitha Narayani. 14. Om Shri Kuruvinda Manishrini Kanat-kotira-manditayai namaha. Om Shri Kuruvinda. Vindhya is mountains, and the Kuruvinda is the name of the special mountains from which the money is gems. The Kuruvinda money, these gems are from that region which is very, very special for yielding those gems. And these Mani Shreni, Kanat-kotira-manditayai namaha. Her crown is adorned with rows and rows of these exotic, beautiful gems mined from those special region of Kuruvinda. And these are very rare to come by, very special. And she is like, there's no limit to this endless number of rows and rows and rows of these gems adorn her crown. And these splendors are all like coming. It is her own splendor, but they are adorning her and they radiate that effulgence of the gems from the crown. And all the best of the creations are like seeking to come to her, to adorn her. Like we say, all the devas, all the deities are like seeking to come to reside in Gomata. They seek Gomata to come and reside in her. So all the specialities, wonders are like seeking to be part of Sri Lalitha Narayani. And she radiates that splendor. And it is said that these gems can confer love, prosperity, devotion. So when you go in there, each gem has its own speciality that it radiates. And we receive those rays from that, and we imbibe those good frequencies into us. And just seeing that, it can enhance the devotion in us, enhance the love in us, enhance the prosperity. So Amma has mentioned, when we go to the temple, she is decked, the big Narayani, Mangala Narayani. You go to any temple, the deity is like decked with all the jewels, Lakshmi, Narayani, Vishnu, Perumal. And people wonder, why are they spending so much money on so much jewelry for the god? Can't it be put for use for society, for the benefit of the society? Why is so much put here? And Amma says, each gem has so much speciality. Like if you go into the yoga, the chakras, each has its color and gems that go with it. It brings healing and balancing and brings all the frequencies to bring all the auspiciousness, the goodness to us. So when the deity is decorated like that, even many cannot afford all these. But when we go and stand in front of the deity, we receive not only the deity's energies, we receive the mantra energies that are chanted, we receive all the gems and the jewelries, radiance, they pick up all the mantras, the abhishekam, all the energies, and they keep radiating. So it's so good to go to a temple because you don't have to do anything. Just standing in front, seeing the deity, you start receiving all these energies. It's a shortcut for coming into the balance and aligning within us and with the divine out there. So she has this Kuruvinda money, the gems from the Kuruvinda region. Om Sreem, Om Sreem, Kuruvinda, Kuruvinda, Mani Shreni, Mani Shreni, Kanat Kotira, Kanat Kotira, Manditayai Namaha, Manditayai Namaha. Om Shri Kuruvinda Mani Shreni Kanat Kotira Manditayai Namaha. We'll go to the 15th main. Om Shri Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalikasthala Shobhitayai Namaha. Om Shri Ashtami Chandra Vibhraja Dalikasthala Shobhitayai Namaha. Ashtami Chandra, her forehead is bright as the moon on the 8th moon phase. And the 8th moon phase, there are special moon phases that are even more radiant, even more benevolent. Like the 4th moon phase is very auspicious and benevolent to receive Ganesha's energies. And the full moon, of course, we all know the whole totality of it. The new moon has its speciality. So each moon phase has its speciality. It confers the rays for the healing. In fact, when men go to temple in the olden days, they go bed-chested so that the skin, the body can come in direct contact with the sun's rays as the body absorbs these. And we celebrate the 60th moon as the Shashti of the Puti when a person reaches 60 years, 80 years, there are special celebrations, functions. It's like a marriage. 60 years of the full moon, 80 years of full moon is actually like you would have, by that time you're 80, you'd have seen about 100 full moons in your lifetime. And as people age, to be that age 80, to receive blessings from them is an honor. They have lived through life that long, they've received the energies, they've exchanged energies. Just to go and do a salutation, receive blessings from those elders who are 80 and over, 60 and over is a great blessing, especially. And they would have received so many moon rays and their blessings. And for Devi Lalitha, the 8th moon phase, and somewhere I've also seen the 14th moon phase. These are all very special for her. And her forehead is radiating as if it's the 8th moon phase, like the crescent moon that is shining. Now, if you see from the last 3 names, from Champaka, Ashoka, we have come to her hair description. Then we have seen her gems on her crown. Now we are seeing the radiance of the 8th phase of the moon. From the next several verses, names is all a description of Sri Lalitha from head to foot. We will be seeing each part is being described. To the devotee, when they look at one aspect, they just dissolve in it. That is, one part is enough to just go and immerse in the Devi. It happens. Like I've read in one of the things, like Krishna is telling in one of the books, I've never seen Radha. Radha is his beloved counterpart. I've never seen her fully. As soon as I see her feet, I dissolve in that. If I see her hand, I dissolve in that. So my eyes have never seen her in totality. One aspect of her is enough for me to totally merge and dissolve in her. Krishna is saying that to his counterpart. So when a devotee is looking at the mother, the devotee can dissolve in just one aspect, just seeing her face, her eyes, her smile, her nose as we go along. Just one aspect of her is enough to spend hours and hours just gazing at her. So here they are taking us through each aspect of Devi in her description in the physical form. Om Sreem Ashtami Chandra. Ashtami is 8, Chandra is moon. Vibhrajat for the radiance. Dhalikasthala Shobhitayai Namaha. Vibhrajat Shobhitayai, she's radiating. Her forehead is bright as that radiance of the moon itself on the 8th day. Om Sreem Ashtami Chandra. Om Sreem Ashtami Chandra. Vibhraja Dalikasthala Shobhitayai Namaha. Shobhitayai Namaha. Om Sreem Ashtami Chandra. Vibhraja Dalikasthala Shobhitayai Namaha. We now look at her 16th name. Om Sreem mukhacandra-kalaṅkābha-mr Namaha. Om Sreem mukhacandra-kalaṅkābha-mr Namaha. So here, the face is like the moon. Like when we see the moon, sometimes we see a black spot in the moon area. So they are describing on her moon, her face, which is like the moon, there is this small dot, a spot, and this spot is Kasthuri. Kasthuri is the musk. It is the fragrance you get from the musk deer, and it is very, very special and auspicious. And in that radiant moon, it's as if like the black spot on the moon, this musk is like a dot on her forehead. And to have that energy of the musk has many significances. In fact, I was a priest, someone told me, there is the Vishnu temple in Sripuram, and they put this huge white thing, which is called namam, on the forehead of Vishnu. It is thick, it is camphor, it is the edible camphor they use, not the burning camphor. The edible camphor is powdered and compressed to form that U-shaped with a line in the middle, that is called namam. And in that, there will be a thin line or something there, dark. And Amma uses specifically the Kasthuri there. So all these special ingredients are used for the various pujas and the decorations that are hard to come by, but these are so special. So here she is described as her whole face is like the moon with that dot of the Kasthuri, the musk, like a dot on the moon, a dark spot on the moon. She has this little spot of musk, Kasthuri. Om Sreem, mukhacandra-kalaṅkābha-mr namaha. Viśēṣakāyai namaha. Om Sreem mukhacandra-kalaṅkābha-mr namaha. The 17th name. Om Sreem Vadanasmara-mangalya Bruhatorana Chillikāyai namaha. Om Shri Smara Mangalya Bruhatorana Chillikāyai namaha. Om Shri Vadanasmara Mangalya Gruhatorana Chillikāyai namaha. Chillikāyai namaha. And now they are describing her eyebrows. The eyebrows are like the entrance arches of the palace of Cupid. Cupid we always associate with love. And her love is all-encompassing. It is not just the male-female attraction. It is the love that is universal. And her beautiful eyebrows are like arches, and you can just dissolve in the beauty. You look at her arches and her face, and it's like entering the palace of beauty. You can, so that is her face. The arching to just enter into, the dissolve into the home of the abode of beauty. Om Shreem Vadanasmara Mangalya Gruhatorana. Gruha is house, Torana is the arch, like all those things hanging at the entrance, or the Toranam or the arch there. Chillikāyai namaha. Chillikāyai namaha. Om, we move to the 18th. Om Sreem Vaktralakshmi Parivaha Chalanninabha Lochanayai Namaha. Om Sreem Vaktralakshmi Parivaha Chalanninabha Lochanayai Namaha. So here her eyes move. Her eyes movement is like achalam is something that doesn't move. Chalam is something that's moving. Meena is fish. Meen is fish. So her face that is streaming beauty, Vaktra Lakshmi, it's just flowing beauty. And in that flowing stream of beauty, some call it the pond of beauty. Her eyes are like moving, swimming like fishes in that. And her eyes just gaze and move. I don't know sometimes if you've noticed when Amma is doing R3 for Mahanarayan, Big Narayani, you can see Big Narayani's eyes roving. It's just mind-blowing. She just comes totally alive when Amma stands in front of her. And I've noticed other times, and it's otherwise you just see her. Sometimes that light that radiates seems like she's looking directly at you. Sometimes you can see her eyes moving. So her face, that is the beauties, and in that beautiful face, these eyes are moving, swimming like fishes. So with that, we didn't chant this slowly. Om Sreem Vaktralakshmi Parivaha Chalanninabha Lochanayai Namaha. Lochanayai Namaha. Lochana is eyes. So we will look forward to embracing her in these splendors of her in the coming week. Are there any questions you have?
Seems like everybody's in awe of these descriptions.
It just transports you to Narayani. You just dissolve in her Big Narayani, Mangala Narayani, Lakshmi Narayani, whatever form you have, or anyone having other forms of baby deity. If you've been with her, you just dissolve in that beauty. And that is the whole thing. When you dissolve, the mind dissolves. And when the mind dissolves, when there's no mind, you're already here. You're in alignment with the totality. And then things just flow through the day. You don't, it's effortless after that. When the mind comes, then it brings with it all the different things of analysis. And the whole process of the puja is to dissolve the mind, to make it centered and dissolve here. And from here, when things flow, when people are dissolved in that state, words are irrelevant at that point. Words seem like noise. Even description seems like noise, because that state of seeing her is enough. That is complete. And that is a very process. And Amma calls puja the easiest, the shortcut way to merge with the divine. There are many, many ways. And she knows all the ways. All the ways have emanated from her. And she's come in Kali Yuga to give the simplest easiest to her children. And in fact, when I was reading, sharing from the Connect with the Divine in Volume 3, she's talking why Kali Yuga is so special. Because in other ages, you have to do so many practices, like you would have to chant mantras for so many years, so many times to reach that state that you are seeking. To reach even that one state of perfection in her, we need several lifetimes, and that also comes through only through her grace. And in Kali Yuga, it is so easy to receive her grace because everything is, she mentions like there are so many crows, and in that you see a lot of crows. It's a common sight. But in amidst that crows, if you see one crane, you see a white crane flying amidst a huge crowd of crows, that is something very special. It is not common. And she says to have spirituality in your life in Kali Yuga is like being a crane amidst crows. There is so much of distractions and materialism around you everywhere it surrounds you and is ready to attract you, pull your mind into that, so pull you into that, a distraction. It's so difficult to be spiritually connected. And if you are spiritually connected in Kali Yuga, that is the greatest blessing. And she wants to make it easy for the devotees to connect with the divine. So just mentioning, thinking of her name, just Om Namo Narayani, the simplest, whatever name or mantra you have, just thinking of that is enough. The divine is so pleased to shower blessings. Whereas in the other yugas, everyone is so good. So what is special? You have to do something extra special to draw her attention because everyone is so good. And there is no possibility to even give to others. You improve your karma, you accumulate goodness, but by doing good, because earth is karma bhumi. This is the field of action. We come here to grow and evolve, and we can evolve as we do more and more good. You can chant and keep doing prayers. You can fulfill someone who has a need, and you fulfill that, help them with that, their love, thanks and the gratitude. That energy helps you to evolve. And there is so much of that opportunity in Kali Yuga. In other yugas, you don't get that many opportunities to give and share and do good things because everyone has almost everything and their desires are less. And they say, enough, I'm happy with this, I have what I need. But here there is so much more opportunity to evolve and grow. And that is a blessing, to be in a state to be able to give. And at the same time, to know how to receive also when it is given to us, especially from the divine. Both are a skill and an art that she needs to shower her grace and blessings on for us to perfect that and hone those frequencies of giving and receiving. Because if there's someone to give, there has to be someone to receive. And you can give with good heart, but the person to receive also must receive it with good heart for it to fructify and to make it complete. There's no question. I'll just include one more in the giving and taking. Some of you would be familiar with sattva, rajas, and tamas. These are the pure. The rajas, sattva is the pure, the rajas is the action. It's like a lot of energy that is not in harmony, but over energetic, or the ego comes in. And tamas is dullness. And everything in creation is made of these three gunas. These are called gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And in everything we think, we say, we do, it could be a sattvic act, giving with love and genuinely, or it could be given egotistically. I'm giving it. There is ego in it. So there's not sattva, but more of rajas. It's still giving, but giving it like I'm looking for my name and fame and I'm giving it. It's not just the pure act of just giving without the selflessness. Giving with that, I want something back in return, it's more rajasic. And the tamasic is the dull one, doesn't want to give, but just gives like, okay, take it, doesn't care. It's still giving, but the quality of the giving is different. And similarly, the quality of receiving could be sattvic, quality of receiving could be rajasic, the quality of receiving could be tamasic. Our foods that we eat are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Some foods are energizing, some foods are like they deplete your energy. So everything we do has these gunas. And the divine is pure sattva, and she is beyond the gunas also. So the divine is the pure form of the sattva, and she is beyond the three gunas. So it is, we are polishing ourselves, refining ourselves in this evolutionary process. Om Namo Narayana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi. That's always incredibly inspiring, and I can see the reactions of people's faces. It's like connecting the dots of our experiences at Peedom, being in front of Narayana or doing pujas. There's a real sense of greater understanding, which was the intention of these classes, to increase the wisdom.
And we'll be seeing so many of our names. We will come across these gunas, the names and others as we go along. If we have time, just slip in one more. It comes later on. At some point, one of our names is Brahma Grandhi Vibedini, Vishnu Grandhi Vibedini, Rudra Grandhi Vibedini. These are very, very special names. These are knots in our ascensions in the energy pathways. Brahma Grandhi is not, Brahma, the energy there, the Vishnu here and the Shiva there. Even people who are not in any, who are not sponsoring Yagam, please spread the word to everyone to participate, even as a group or on these 3 days, because here she is coming to release the knots, which is for salvation, for the release of the bonds that are holding us here in this life. So it doesn't come very much late. It comes in the first 67, 80, in that range of, I'll have to see, within the 100, that range. I'll get the names. So we still have some more time, but it's not like after 500 and it comes much earlier. It's really because she has come here to bless the world, and let's spread the word around for the maximum to receive her blessings in whatever ways. And if people cannot afford the 1 day, let them gather together as a group and sponsor on these 3 days. So she has no limit in giving. The totality is, she can give to millions, trillions, she can give to so many worlds. Her grace is there, but we have to be ready to receive it. We have to ask, and people are not aware. We have to share this for people to realize, to come into it, to receive that blessing. Otherwise, the 1,000 days will go by.
Yeah, thank you so much. So that we can actually do that as we go along. You can, with these suggestions of which ones to, in particular, to sponsor. But as Dr. Lakshmi is saying, you can. It's also possible to do it as a group too. So if people are interested, we can talk about that too. So okay, well, thank you so much for today. It's so lovely to see everybody. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to see your smiles and your faces. And so this will be the Zoom link for every week now. So you can just put that somewhere. And I'll send you the recordings. This last week, some people had difficulty accessing the recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on YouTube as a private, so only people from this class can see it. And that will be easy for your access. And I'm also sending out the email with the I'll put the translations with the words now on the emails from now on too. Okay, and I think everybody's here. Probably not Michelle. I don't have. Sorry, I'll just stop recording.